Right now, as you read these words, I want you to understand something powerful, something eternal, something unshakable. No matter what season you are in, no matter how silent heaven may feel, no matter how dark the path may seem, God is not absent, God is not ignoring you, and God is not finished with you. In fact, He is working right now in your life in ways you cannot yet see, ways you cannot yet explain, ways that are far beyond your current understanding. You may be in a valley or on a mountaintop. You may be in a waiting room or a breakthrough moment, but the truth remains unchanged when God begins to move, when His presence is active in your life. The evidence always begins to show, not always in dramatic miracles, not always in loud voices or flashing signs, but often in small shifts, in quiet confirmations, in internal transformations that speak louder than any sermon ever could. The presence of God is not something you always feel emotionally, it is something you discern spiritually. It is a knowing, a peace, a shift, a still small voice that whispers to your soul and says, I am here. I am with you. I am working even now. So how can you recognize when God is truly working in your life? How can you discern His hand when you cannot trace His plan? How can you rest when everything around you feels uncertain? Today, I want to walk you through 7 clear biblical signs that God's presence is being revealed in your life, that He is working behind the scenes, and that His hand is shaping your tomorrow, even while your today feels confusing. Sign number 1, you begin to experience divine disruptions. You had your plan, your timeline, your goals, and suddenly things shift. A door closes, a relationship ends, an opportunity falls through. And at first it feels like loss, failure, disappointment. But later you begin to understand it was redirection. This is one of the most overlooked signs of God's presence when He interrupts your path. It's not to punish you, it's to protect you. He knows what you don't, He sees what you can't, and He always moves you away from danger and toward destiny. Proverbs 19:21 says, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails every time your plan is interrupted, every time your direction changes, every time something falls apart. Unexpectedly, ask yourself not just what went wrong, but what is God protecting me from, and what is He preparing me for? Sign number 2, you feel a holy restlessness inside your spirit. You can't explain it. Nothing around you may have changed, but something inside you is shifting. You feel uncomfortable with the things you used to tolerate. You feel a stirring to move, to grow, to press into God in a deeper way. This restlessness is not anxiety. It is not fear. It is a holy discomfort that signals growth. It is the voice of God saying you are made for more. It is the Spirit of God nudging you out of the familiar and into the unknown. It is the early stage of breakthrough. God does not let you stay where you are when He has more for you. He begins to shake up your comfort zone, not to harm you, but to move you to where His presence is leading. In Exodus 3, Moses experienced this when he turned aside to look at the burning bush that was not consumed, and in that moment, God called him into destiny. God will often light something on fire in your life to get your attention, not to destroy you, but to direct you. Sign number 3, your appetite begins to change. The things you used to desire lose their appeal. The people you used to chase no longer satisfy the habits that once gave you comfort. Now bring conviction. The music you used to enjoy now fills off the shows you used to watch, no longer feed your soul. This is not behavior modification. This is spiritual transformation. When God is near, He begins changing what you crave, what you tolerate, what you pursue. Psalm 37:4 says, delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. But when you truly delight in Him, He doesn't just give you what you want, He changes what you want. Your new appetite is a sign that He is drawing you closer, that He is preparing you to carry more of His presence, more of His glory, more of his purpose. Sign number 4. You begin to see repeated confirmations. You hear the same verse multiple times in different places. The same message keeps coming up in sermons. Conversations, devotionals, even strangers seem to speak the exact thing you've been praying about. This is not coincidence, this is confirmation. God speaks through repetition because he knows how easily we forget, how quickly we doubt, how often we need reassurance. In 2 Corinthians 13:1, Paul says every matter must be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. When God is moving in your life, he sends multiple witnesses. He makes sure you get the message, and the more important the move, the more repetitive the confirmation sign. Number 5, your character is being tested and refined. This is the sign no one asked for, but everyone needs when God is preparing to elevate you. He first prepares your heart when he is getting ready to trust you with more. He first tests you with what you already have. You may be in a season where nothing is easy. Relationships feel strained, temptations feel stronger. Your patience is wearing thin, your faith is being stretched, but make no mistake, this is not punishment, it is preparation. James 1:2-4 says, "Count it all joy when you face various trials, because the testing of your faith produces perseverance. And when perseverance finishes its work, you will be mature and complete, lacking nothing." God's presence does not always feel comfortable. Sometimes it feels like fire, but that fire is refining you, purifying you, shaping you into the vessel that can carry the next level of favor. Sign number 6, you experience unusual favor in unexpected places. You are chosen for a job you didn't apply for, a bill is paid unexpectedly. Someone blesses you without reason. People begin to open doors and offer support without you asking. This is not luck. This is not charm. This is the favor of God. Favor is the fingerprint of God. It is his signature on your situation. And when he begins to place his favor on you, no man can deny you. No system can block you, and no enemy can stop you. Genesis 39 says that the Lord was with Joseph, and he prospered even in slavery, even in prison, even in obscurity. Joseph had favor, and that favor prepared him for the palace. God is placing his favor on you, not to make you comfortable, but to position you for purpose. Sign number 7, your prayers begin to align with God's will. You stop praying for comfort and start praying for courage. You stop asking for things and start asking for wisdom. Your focus shifts from what you want to what God wants, and when that happens, everything changes. Romans 8:26 says that the Spirit helps us in our weakness. For we do not know what to pray for, but the Spirit himself intercedes for us. When you begin to feel your prayers shifting, when you begin to sense that your heart is aligning with heaven, you can be sure that God's presence is at work. And as your heart aligns, your vision clears, your faith grows, and your spirit becomes anchored in the truth that God is not just visiting your life, he is dwelling in it. And here is one powerful biblical example to remind you of what this looks like in Luke chapter 24. After Jesus was resurrected, 2 disciples were walking on the road to Emmaus, and Jesus began to walk with them, but they didn't recognize him at first, and they began sharing their confusion and disappointment. And Jesus listened patiently. Then he began explaining the scriptures, and as he spoke, their hearts began to burn within them. Later, when he broke bread with them, their eyes were opened, and they recognized him. Luke 24-32 says, "Were not our hearts burning within us while he talked with us on the road and opened the scriptures to us?" This is what the presence of God feels like. Not always a physical miracle, but an internal burning, an undeniable awareness that he is near, that he is speaking, that he is walking with you, even when you don't recognize him right away today. Friend, if you have seen yourself in any of these signs, if you feel that burning in your heart, that restlessness in your spirit, that confirmation in your soul, then know this: God is present. He is not done with you. He is working in your waiting. He is shaping your character. He is surrounding you with favor. He is guiding your next step. He is revealing himself in every detail. Do not let silence make you think he is absent. Do not let delay make you think he is finished. Do not let the storm make you forget the promise you are not alone. You are not forsaken. You are not overlooked. You are love chosen, called anointed, and deeply, deeply seen by your Father in heaven. He is with you, and he is working right now.